Hey guys, in this video we are going to explore what the discriminant is, what it does, and be able to answer the question you see on the screen now. So it says use the discriminant to determine the number and types of solutions. The discriminant is the word we use to describe the radicand of the quadratic formula. So very quickly, let's go through a few things. We have something known as a quadratic equation. A quadratic equation is something we will aim to solve. It is in the structure of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. The only constant, a, b, c, the only constant that can't be 0 in order for it to be a quadratic equation is a. The b or the c or both could be 0 potentially. So this right here is a quadratic equation. Typically, we like to solve by factoring. It's quick, it's easy, and we should be, solve by factoring. All right, this is something we love, but what's the problem is it doesn't always work. Not always possible, which is a bummer, okay? So since it's not always possible, what else is an option? Well, quadratic, same name, but formula. We love quadratic formula as a backup because it always works. That's a W. All right, it always works. What is the quadratic formula? X equals, I don't know why everyone thinks, oh, x equals, I don't need to write that part down. I'll just start after it. No, you have to write that down because you might put y equals or equals 0 or some other weird thing, and then you're wrong. So can you write the whole thing? Try to, do what you're told instead of making up your own rules. If you were the expert, you would be making the video teaching how to do it. So listen to what your teacher says. Negative b, this fraction bar is under, starting from negative b. It's not under the other side of the equal sign. That's not a thing, and it's never been a thing. Why are you making it a thing? Stop trying to make it happen. Negative b plus and minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. The radical roof goes over the entire b squared minus 4ac. 2a is under the entirety of this. You cannot reduce the radicand by 2a. Also, not a thing. No one's shown you that, so stop inventing your own things. Now, this is the money spot, okay? This b squared minus 4ac under the radical, which is the general name for it, is called a radicand, is specifically known as the discriminant. Now, what sign or the type of number the discriminant is gives you a lot of information. What is that information? B squared minus 4ac. If it is greater than 0, which is another way of saying positive, so if it's greater than 0 or positive, that means you would have two real solutions. Why? You would get a positive number, take the square root of it, you get a number, and now you have the two solutions. You have negative b plus that number over 2a, and you have negative b minus that number over 2a. Two real numbers, two real solutions. What about when b squared minus 4ac equals 0? So not positive, not negative, but 0. Well, what's the square root of 0? 0. So you have negative b plus 0 over 2a, and you have negative b minus 0 over 2a. Is that two solutions? No. That's one solution twice. So what does that tell us? One real solution. So can you just write one solution? No, tell me one real solution. Can you just write two real solutions? Could you just write two solutions? No. You write two real solutions. Do what I'm showing you, okay? Third scenario. Well, what if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0? In other words, I don't know why that b is so aggressive. What if it's negative? Well, what if it's negative? What do you know about the square root of a negative? I know you learned something earlier in Algebra 2. We say when you have the square root of a negative, we deal with what we call imaginary solutions. So we have zero real solutions, but we have two imaginary solutions. Okay? And there you go. Now, is this the answer to the question? No, we haven't even done it yet. This is like everything you need to know. Apply this every time you have a question like this. Perfect. You'll get it right every time. You're welcome. Let's get going. Hopefully you wrote that down and made a huge, smart mental note in your brain. Sorry. Get out of there. All right, ready, Freddies? Let's go. First thing I need is, well, b squared minus 4ac is what I'm looking for. A is 1 in this case. B is -5. C is 10. So b squared, yes, parentheses, are your pal. Look how I did them. Stop inventing your own way to do them. Again, what are you doing? You're not freestyling. That's not what this is. Okay? Not what this is. Minus 4ac. You have to know the rules for positives and negatives. Even if you use a calculator, for those of you who don't want to do it in your head, you're still going to screw up when you don't know what you're doing. You got to know the rules. -5 squared means -5 times -5. A negative times a negative is positive. I watch people type this in the calculator with parentheses, without parentheses, mess it up, left, right, up, down, and center. So that should be 25 minus 4 times 1 times 10. You're not distributing the 4. This is not distributive property. Distributive property is when you have something times a sum or a difference. This is just 3 things being multiplied. It is not distributive property. You made that up. So 4 times 1 is 4, times 10 is 40. 25 minus 40, you really don't even need to finish, to be honest. But I'm going to finish. -15. All right, what do I know about -15? -15 less than 0 is less than 0, right? Or -15 is a negative number. Ding, ding, ding. If it's negative, though, answer the question. Answer the question. Determine the number of solutions and type or types of solutions. What does that tell us? 0 real solutions. What else does that tell me? Oh, totally wasn't on the paper. I'm so sorry. 2 imaginary solutions. There you go. There's your answer. If it was 0, what would you put? 1 real solution. If it was a positive number, any positive number, anything greater than 0, what would you put? 2 real solutions. That's it. Is this easy to screw up? Sure. Definitely a possibility. But here's one thing. Bonus tip. I know it's a parabola, opening upward because x squared. Equals 0 is asking you about x-intercepts. Plus 10 is your y-intercept. It's possible to have no solution. It's possible to have a positive intercept and touch 1, so 1 solution, or 2. Maybe I should draw it here. 2. That's all possible. But if I had a negative y-intercept and a parabola opening upward, I have to have 2 real solutions. Think about it. All right. If you're feeling smarter, you're welcome. If you're feeling smarter, click thumbs up. If you're not, click thumbs down. Find another video to help you. Rewatch this one. Study, study, study. Practice, practice, practice. Click through for the next example or for another example of your preference. And I hope you're feeling better about yourself. Have a great day and see you next time. Bye.